I think it's pretty awesome. Not a lot of background in IT, just it's more like a self-taught, self-learning kind of experience, but I'm really interested in knowing what Tableau can do.
Great, yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we have one more person, right? We are expecting two, but if you're on the line, can you please explain yourself, introduce yourself? Okay. All right. Mike, maybe the other two guys are not able to hear or connect.
Yeah, I'm going to text one of them and find out.
Okay. All right. Ramesh, let's go ahead then once they connect later.
Sure, yeah. Shall I continue?
Yes, let's continue.
Yeah. Thanks all, and yeah, basically, right, so we need to start with the data warehouse first, right? Anyhow, we can go with the SQL part. So data warehouse, as you're aware of, like data warehouse is nothing but it stores complete information. So I'm going to showcase Tableau for now. Anyhow, it's a demo. So if you have any questions, right, you can ask straight away. Not an issue for me. So I can repeat any number of times. So data warehouse is nothing but, right? So data warehouse is nothing but it shows complete data. That means we do go with historical data. So that's the reason why we do deal with historical data. So while generating these reports, right? So we'll go with the historical data. So why we go for historical data? So what is the importance of this business intelligence tools? So all these reporting tools, right, or we comes under like a reporting tool, we do call as reporting tools, or this comes under BI tools, or now we are into analytics, DNA. This is important. Now we are into analytics, data and analytics. Got it? So we are in data and analytics. Hello?
Oh, yes.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, I'll interrupt you shortly. My name is Jimuda David Muturi, and I was referred to by Mike. Pretty familiar with IT and structures, SQL data, and everything else. And I'm interested in learning this Tableau. All right.
Great. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Yeah. So this what like Tableau. So if you can search, right? So I'm not showcasing that Tableau is one of the better tool or something, but if we have some knowledge on traditional BI tools or something, like if you're aware of darkness, you know the importance of light. So that is what the logic here. So if you know, like if you're aware of this traditional BI tools, we do have some lots of complications, lots of drawbacks. Like I'm not degrading any particular tool, but I have seen this kind of things in reporting tools. So this Tableau is very powerful into data visualization. So more powerful, so we can build that kind of reports in Tableau. Got it, right? So from last 5 years, if you want to check, right, in Gartner blog, or we do call as Gartner Magic Quadrants. This is what I want to showcase you. So in last 5 years, right, Tableau rated #1 in Leaders blog. So in Leaders blog, we do have a Leaders blog generally. So, or let me showcase that Gartner Magic Quadrant. You can see, right, Gartner Magic. It's a survey. So for BI, you can search from 2017 to like last 5 years. So You can see this is what 2017. So let me showcase that. So you can see Tableau and here Microsoft. So let me enlarge this. You got it right? This is Tableau. This is leaders block. So Tableau rated #1 in Gartner Magic Quadrant in 2017. So let me showcase in 2016. You can verify. You can check with 2016. Now I can see. So Tableau, we have click view, click, right? So it's a click tech organization. So similar to that, you can check all the 5 years. So Tableau rated #1 in Gartner's block. If you want to check, just check the Gartner's Magic Quadrant. Got it right? Gartner Magic Quadrant. So let me ping you. Yeah. So for learning of any particular reporting tool, right, if you have some basic knowledge of this data warehouse, because the terminology is different. So basically in database, right, in databases, we do called as columns, something like a simple differentiation. So let's go with a select query. Select star from table name, correct? So generally we do called as columns here. Select star from table name. But when it comes like data warehouse terminology, so we do go with dimensions and measures. So we do go with dimensions, we do call as dimensions and measures. So in some reporting tools, we do called as attributes. And for these measures, right, we can also call it as metrics. Or in general, the client terminology is KPIs. So I'm going to introduce all these things. So generally we do call it as dimension, and we can also call it as facts. Facts, and we can go with measures. So these are aggregatable values, measures, metrics, KPIs. Getting right? So KPI is nothing but key performance indicators. So, but first of all, let me showcase you so I'm going to showcase, I'm going to explain you all the data warehouse concept, but let me showcase you the advantage of Tableau, because we need to check with what is Tableau and what is the importance of Tableau, correct? So because of lack of time, but anyhow, I'm going to showcase like what is meant by database, what is meant by data warehouse. So I'm going to differentiate with database versus data warehouse, right? Or that means OLTP systems versus OLAP systems. OLTP versus OLAP. OLTP in the sense online transactional processing systems. This is transactional data. This is transactional data. This is analytics. So purely for analysis. OLAP is nothing but purely for analysis. Online analytical processing systems. That's the reason we are into analytics, data and analytics. Got it right? So then we can go with what is meant by dimension. So what is meant by dimension actually? So dimension and fact. A simple introduction to dimension and fact, because anyhow we need to create some reports. Example, you are aware of employee, right? Employee name, employee ID. This comes under dimensions, or city, state, country, region. Facts are nothing but sales or aggregatable values. Sales, right? Or revenue, profit, discounts, right? So here you can go with salary. So the definition of fact is, a fact is a numerical value. A fact is a numerical value. Got it right? A fact is a numerical value which can be aggregated, and which impacts on the business. So anyhow, I'm going to brief you so all this, a fact and dimension. But a fact is nothing but it's a numerical value. A fact must be a numerical value which can be aggregated and which impacts on the business. So what are aggregate functions? We do have sum, average, minimum, maximum. So we do have all these aggregate functions. So a fact is a numerical value which impacts on the business and which can be aggregated. So every numerical value is not a fact. Just remember that every numerical value is not a fact, but fact must be a numerical value. So example, we can go with salary, sales, discount, like all this like measurables. But account number and phone number, right? It's a numerical value, but account number is not going to aggregate. So that's the reason account number and this ID forms, employee ID, right? Roll number, student number, right? These are non-facts. This comes under dimension. Got it right? So then we can start with like data modeling part, star schema. This is very important concept. Snowflake schema. You're getting right? If you have any questions, you can ask. So these two concepts are very important for reporting tools. Like this comes under data modeling part. So we need to establish relationship between fact tables and dimension tables. Clear?
Hey Rajesh. Hello, this is David here.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, is this just an intro? Are you going to provide that like a layout of what we'll be going through for the next couple of weeks? So
correct, yeah. So just to understand, cool. Like before like starting Tableau, right? I just want to introduce like what is meant by data warehouse. Because like, yeah, thanks. Yeah. So now I'm going to showcase like what is meant by Tableau and what are the different components of Tableau. So generally, like we do have Tableau Desktop, right? This is important. So this is purely for development part. So we do work with Tableau Desktop, and generally we do have Tableau Server. Server is something like admin rights. We are going to create those reports and we need to publish into Tableau Server. And we do have Tableau Online. These are components of Tableau, Tableau Online. We have Tableau Public, Tableau Reader. Got it? We can also use mobiles, but these are the components of Tableau. But Tableau Desktop, we do develop those reports, development part. And we are going to publish those reports into Tableau Server or Tableau Online. And these two products are free. Tableau Public and Tableau Reader are free products. And for development, right? So for Tableau Desktop, it works for 14 days. The license is only for 14 days, and this is also for 14 days. And we can also go with 14 days license. But we have an advantage with Tableau Desktop where we can go for student license. Student license. So if you are going to submit any particular student's ID card, right? So I'm going to showcase that how to process that. It's simple. So we need to submit a student who is pursuing now as a student. So we can submit their ID card. So that will get a license. So that license is going to work for 1 year. So we can use that license for 1 year, and so that license can be used for 3 users. The one license can be used for 3 members. Got it right? So this is what the importance of Tableau Desktop, and one of the flexibility of Tableau, right? So we can install multiple versions. Multiple versions. It supports Windows and Mac. So generally, if you are going to install one more version, so Windows or whatever the environment, right, it is not going to accept. But now we can see here. So I do have like 9.3, 10.1, and you can see, right. So I do have 9.2, 9.3, and 10.1. So we can install multiple versions generally. so it accepts. And one of the advantage, right, with multiple versions, we can go for comparison. Let's take, I want to compare with 10th version, right? So to 9 point or 9th version, right? So I'm going to explain in 9.3 and I'm going to compare and I'm going to showcase the new features in 10th version. So this is what Tableau Desktop. So just select. So this is one of the flexible tool, user friendly and more interactivity, right? So you can see here, you can connect to Excel, text files, MS Access database, right? And you can see other files. But just click on this more servers. So Tableau can connect to 40 plus databases. So generally for all the databases, right, you do have ODBC connection, other database connectivity. Got it? So this is what ODBC connection by making use of DSN connectivity. So they are going to provide this data source name. So then we can connect to that particular database. But straight away you can use Oracle connection. If you want to connect to Oracle, just provide server name or host name, right? Or you can connect to HP Vertica, right? IBM DB2. You can see SAP HANA, Salesforce, right? We do have direct connectivities. Microsoft SQL Server. Got it, right? So we can use all these database connectivities. So this is what the importance of Tableau. You can go for multiple connections. And so while installing, right, so whenever we are going to install Tableau Desktop, just click on Excel. So Tableau has provided a sample Superstore file. So by default, you can see My Tableau repository. It's a default folder. You can see in Documents. So in Documents, you can find My Tableau repository. You got it, right? So just select and you can find a sample Superstore data. Just click on Data Sources. So you can see, right, so whenever you are going to install multiple versions, you can see all those folders. So just go with any particular folder, it's the same data. So now you can see sample Superstore Excel file. So I connected to Excel. So just drag and drop these tables. So drop these tables. Default, we are getting a join here. So by default, it identifies a key column and we are going to establish those relationship between those two tables. If you want to change the connection, if you want to change the join type, you can also modify the join. This is what the advantage of in-memory tools. Default association. It's a default association. So that means whenever you are going to drag and drop a table, right? If we have a common key column, we are going to get a default association. So order ID is my key column between these two tables. Clear? So I'm going to explain, this comes under data model. That is what star schema or snowflake schema. So generally I say, right, like what is meant by star and snowflake. So we need to establish relationship based on those dimensions or based on the tables. So if we have a fact table or dimension table, based on that we can establish a relationship between those two tables or multiple tables. Let me drag and drop one more table. Now I can see. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask. I'm going to showcase that, but so generally in Tableau, right? So you can pull multiple tables. We have new union. So, but whenever we are going to connect to databases, right, you will get an option called new custom SQL. So you can also write a custom SQL query. So let me showcase that. I don't have a Oracle SQL Server, but MS Access is also a database, correct? So let me go with browse, downloads, and I do have a sample coefficient query. And I can see new custom SQL. So we can write a custom SQL query. So something like select star from table name is location. Select star from location table. So click OK. Now I can see. So this is the advantage of Tableau. So you can also write a custom SQL query and you can load some part of data. Got it, right? and you can connect to multiple data sources. Now you can see this is my order sample superstore data, and you can also connect to custom SQL query. This is different table, and totally this is different database. So this is the advantage of Tableau. You can connect to multiple data sources, and you can also work with combination of these two data sources. That is called, this concept comes under data blending. Clear or any questions? So this was data source level. I'm going to showcase what is meant by live, what is meant by extract, how we are going to save these workbooks. You can save this workbook in any particular location, similar to Excel, right? You can save this workbook in any particular folder. So now you can see I do have some workbooks in desktop. You can see, right, all this Tableau workbook, Tableau package workbook, right? So I'm going to explain all these things, what is meant by package workbook and normal workbook. So I can save in desktop or in documents folder, right? So generally I do have workbooks here, lots of workbooks, you can see, right? So clear?
Yes.
So but in Tableau, right, you can create sheets. That means a report, a single view. We do call as sheets. We have dashboard, and you can also build a story. So we have sheet, dashboard, and story. So let me create a sheet here. It's simple. So it's a drag and drop tool. So just drag and drop subcategory. That means dimension. Already explained, right? So we have dimension and we do have measures. So let me create subcategory by sales report. Now you can see here a simple bar graph. Straight away you can create a bar graph here. So but it's not simple, like we need to write some calculations. We can also go with some calculation fields as well. We can write some complicated calculation fields. That is what the flexibility of Tableau. It is not simple drag and drop. We do have lots of concepts here. We have parameters, we have actions, right? So you can swap, correct? Not only with bar graph, we do have lots of visualization here. You can, if you want to apply color based on measure value, based on a sales value, now straight away you can drag and drop sum of sales into color. Or if you want to apply based on category, this is subcategory, but I want to apply based on parent. I want to differentiate with category wise sales. And if you want to showcase the sales values, you can drag and drop sum of sales into label. Clear? So this is simple, but let me go with one more sheet with same subcategory wise sales report. Just double click or just drop. You can see here one of the advantage of Tableau. If you are aware of the column name, just double click on rows and columns. You can see here, just double click on this white space, just type in subcategory and double click. Double click on columns, sales. Now you can see, you can type in straight away. Getting right? Click on show me, just go with the grid view. You can see subcategory is profit and sales. So let me drop profit. Let me go with a simple bar chart. Right, I want to apply a color condition now. I want to apply a color condition. So now like we have sum of sales, and if you want to apply color or sorting, let me go with sorting. So based on some selection, right, based on some value, I want to apply color condition. So let's take below 50,000 one color, and between 50,000 to 1,50,000 I want to go with different color, and more than 1,50,000 I want to apply totally different color. Second, write calculation field. Click on analysis, create a calculation field, right? Or just click on space. Just click on space, create a calculation field. Now you can write, so if condition, if sum of sales, right, less than 50,000, then I want to apply red color. It's a string. Let me explain that. Else if sum of sales less than 1,50,000, then I want to go with some blue color, blue or yellow or whatever the color, or let me go with yellow. Else straight away I'm moving to else. Else I want to go with green color. Then you have to end this if condition. Got it right? So color condition or color indicator. Color indicator. So sales less than 50,000. I want to display in red color. So less than 1,50,000. Let's go with yellow, or else I want to go with the green color. Just click OK. So generally this color condition comes under measure. So just drag and drop into color. So now we can see here we got green, red and yellow. Correct? But it is not a green color. Just double click. You can see, right? Just double click on green and you can assign green color. Just select red and you can assign red color. Just select yellow, assign yellow color. So if it is not yellow, just double click on yellow again. Got it right? Just double click here. Now you can see you can find RGB color coding. So let me select yellow. If you're aware of RGB color coding, you can also make use of red, green, blue, or you can make use of this color coding. Now we can see here. Clear? Getting right? This is one of the so importance of Tableau. You can make use of this color indicators. You can create simple reports, right? So something like subcategory wise, sales, right? Or you can make use of region into column, subcategory wise, region wise. So this is what individual region wise bar graph, and you can drag and drop region wise sales. You can differentiate with the region as a color. Sales into labels. Correct? And let me create one more sheet. If we have more number of values, let's take like we have multiple order IDs. Right? We have order IDs and sales. So one of the advantage of like this particular tool is like tooltip. You can see we have lots of labels, lots of order IDs versus sales. So now you can see, so whenever I'm going to mouse over, right, you can capture all this order ID and sales very fast. This is what faster tooltip. You can see tooltip, right? Faster tooltip. You can also make use of color, sales into color. Now you can see, or you can do some selection. Keep only. I want to select only these one. Got it? If you want, you can apply some like color transparency, washout, right? White color, completely white, washout, or you can make use of some border. Got it? Keep only. You can make use of filter condition. If you want to unselect or if you want to select some of the values, you can make use of filter conditions. Clear? We can write some calculation fields if you want to create a date field or year, right? I don't have year or something, but you can create all those like conditions, all those calculation fields. And something like you can see all these data types. By default, Tableau is going to identify all the data types. Right? You have postal code, region, you have state. So let me drag and drop country here. So if you are going to drop field here, you can see this box. If you are going to drop here, it is something like row level data. Right? If you are going to drop country here, it's a column level data. But if you are going to drag and drop this country, right, or just double click, so by default it creates a world map. I can see United States. Got it? So just Control Z, and So one of the interesting point is you can copy paste. You can copy paste. So Tableau components. Tableau components like the heading. So you can copy paste. Control C. Let's go to Tableau. Click on data. Paste data. Now you can see Tableau components, Tableau Desktop, online public reader server. Clear? You can copy straight away all those reports into Tableau. And let me go with order sample superstore. So if you have a state, straight away you can double click or just drop here. It creates United States related. We have US data. So now you can see. If you want to go with a filler map, you can go with the filler map and straight away drag and drop state into color to differentiate individual state and state into label. Clear? And if you want to showcase sales value, just drag and drop sales into labels. So every state wise sales. Getting right?
Right.
So let me
Yes.
create a dashboard here. So let me create, so not only this, like we do have lots of calculation fields, not only visualization, we have lots of concepts. Generally we have more powerful calculations. So now you can see, if you want to mouse over, if you want to drag and drop a sheet, you can drop. You can build a dashboard. You can pull all these sheets here. Now you're getting right. So you can do some you can do some formatting as well. You can go for formatting, but this is what. So I don't want to showcase this. Let me go with the world map. Now you can see. Go with the presentation mode. Clear? Now the same dashboard I want to go for interactivity. Now you can see we have a use as a filter, right? Just use this sheet as a filter, right? Now let's select California. You can see California related information, right? You can interact. Now you can see. Getting right? So you can interact with these dashboards. And you can build a story as well. So this is dashboard, right? You can create multiple dashboards. So for the dashboard, the input is sheets. You can see all the sheets. But for story, you can go for dashboard and sheets. You can see dashboard 1 and dashboard 2 and sheet. So let me go with sheet 1, right? Size automatic. Let me go with the add a new caption. So we can add this caption titles, right? Sheet 1. So let me go with sheet 2. Just drop a dashboard straight away. New blank point. It's just a sample. Sheet 3. Sheet 4. Now I can see, just go to presentation mode. Click on sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, sheet 4, something like tabs, right? If you want to showcase multiple reports at a time in one single story, so this is what story. Basically in real time, right, most of the cases we are going to work on dashboards. This is what the dashboard. Clear? Or any questions on this? How to create a dashboard or how to create these reports? Clear or any questions? We can highlight. It's a tooltip, right? So just highlight the cells. You can apply some color here for tooltip for visualization. Increase the font. Click OK. Now you can see. You can highlight all this. So if you have any questions, you can ask. Like I'm going to showcase those things.
So Ramesh, you're going to go back and show all this one by one, right, through the process of the classes, right?
Right. Anyhow, I'm going to teach you like each and every point. So not only with this visualization, we have lots of concepts like we have parameters, we have hierarchies, groups, set, actions, data blending, right? So we do have lots of concepts and calculations, importantly calculations. So those calculations are very important for real time. So I'm going to showcase how the calculation fields are going to work or functions, right? So table calculations, level of details. We do have lots of concepts.
Cool.
Clear? You can build
Yeah.
like more visualized. Now you can see it's a scatter plotted chart. It's a bubble graph, right? You can see bubble, and you can drag and drop order ID into color. Now you can see. Got it? You can do some selection. Got it, right? You can also make use of some similar to Gartner block. I said, right, similar to Gartner block. So right click, clear access range. So let me go to Control Z. And let me showcase one more important point here. So we do have all this kind of a charts, right? So we can go with different kinds of a charts, right? And you can also make use of filter conditions. So click on drop down show filter, click on drop down show filter, something like range of values, right? We can go for range of values. So we can apply filter condition on dimensions, on measures, on date fields, right? If you want to create a calculation field on the top of, if you want to create year, I don't have year in my database. So you can make use of year function, year of order date. Simple year functions. But generally year is a dimension, but it comes under measure. If you want to convert dimension into measure, straight away you can drag and drop into dimension. Now just double click, you can see year. Year wise sales report. You can create quarter, you can create month, day, week wise, right? Weekly analysis. So let me drop this. Let me go by like order date. You can see default drilling, drill down. Order date and just click on drop down. You can see year wise order date. Got it, right? Year wise, year of order date, drill down, default drill down. Got it? Still any? Like we have size, detailed. So we can go with different color conditions as well, right? We can apply multiple color conditions and we can work with size, tooltips, right? And this is a blank, like I'm going to showcase that because if you are going to use pie charts, we'll see angle. If you are going to use pie chart, we can able to find angle, and we do have shapes actually. So let's take a simple example. I do have region. This is a sample data, but let's take a shape here. So let me showcase shape. You can use your own shapes. Generally, if you want to apply or if you want to create a report, so kind of a report where I want to showcase something like employee name or something like country, and instead of showing country name, right, I want to showcase country flag. So that is also possible. So, or something like if you know like a particular player name, a sports person, if you want to showcase that sports person name and images, if you want to load those images, so you have shapes. Just drag and drop region into shape. This is sample example. Like click on shape, you can load your own shapes. So I have new folder, right? I have loaded sample images. Sample images. Now you can see. You can load your own images. So I don't want to showcase this region central, east, south and west. Just click on this drop down and select header. Now you can increase the size of the image. Now we can see. So this is region, right? Region central, east, west, south and west. This is dummy data anyhow, but you can target. When you click on this central, if you want to showcase this particular central related information, you can also target. Clear? Or let me drop this sheet 10 in report or in dashboard. Now you can see here, right? And you can use as a filter. Now just select central. You'll get all the central related information. Now I can able to see, right? If you are going to select east, you can see only east related information. Or click on drop down, click on west, you can see west related information. Click on south, now you can see south. Got it? You can also play with all this.
Interesting.
Something like student biography or something like a player introduction or something. So whatever the history. So you can make use of these images and you can target one sheet to other sheet. So when you click on this, I want to showcase some information for this or only related to central related information. So that is also possible. So those kind of reports also possible. And we do have actions that is more powerful, actions, parameters. So I'm going to showcase each and every point. This is what visualization. So in traditional BI, right, I'm not going to degrade any particular tool, but in traditional BI, it is hard to apply some color conditions, hard to make use of some visualization, formatting things, right? So this is what one of the powerful tool where we can do and we can interact. So if you want to do some selection, you can select keep only. Now I can see. You can go back, Control Z, you can go back. You can go back here. Go front. I do see like I do find in 10.3 version. So we can also connect to PDF connector. So they have introduced some PDF connectivities. So I need to check that. But we are getting lots of new versions 10.3, 10.3.1, 10.3.2. So we can compare with those ninth version to 10th version basically because they do ask like previous versions in interviews, ninth version to 10th version. Clear? Still any questions you can ask.
So Ramesh, what version are we gonna train in?
Generally, I'm going to showcase 9.3 and I'm going to compare with 10 plus versions. If you have a new feature introduced, right, I'm going to compare with 9.3 and 10th versions. Clear?
Yes.
You can search actually. And just go back. Still any questions you can ask, like Mike, Sue.
It's just amazing.
Great, yeah.
So do you have to do any extra configuration for the maps to appear, or
No, no, no.
that is already in there?
It's already inbuilt. You can see, right? OpenStreetMap contributors. Generally, we do have different extensions. If you want to go with a different server, we do have map sources generally, but we don't have now. But if you want to go with map source, you can see, right, services and shapes, right? You can see map sources. So we do have like Tableau map source TMS files. So if you want to make use of TMS files, you can also make use of TMS files, something like Google connectors. It is possible. I have seen in one of the project, like they are using Google Map Source, so GMS. So we can connect. We can use different connectivities. Not an issue.
Okay.
Still any you can ask. Not a problem.
Ramesh.
Yeah, Emmanuel.
Ramesh. Yeah, I've also come across some data where the states and the cities were not either spelled well, or the the they were not pointing to the right places. So Tableau kind of gave you suggestions as to where to point it. Let's say like India. There was
Exactly.
a map on India.
Perfect.
Yeah, there was a map of India, and then either the spelling or the setup, the computer setup was for US. So when Tableau went through it, it couldn't find those ones, and so it gave you suggestions as to how to change them. Is that also possible?
Great. Yeah, it is also possible. If you aware of this longitude and latitude values, right? You can also make use of this longitude and latitude values. Lat long. So you can also make use of latitude and longitude values. So basically, if you are aware of this latitude and longitude, let me check. So 100% it is going to work. Or let's let any particular city. You can tell any particular city. Lat long for India. So let me go with India. You can see, right, 20.59 and 78.96. 78.96, right? So let me try. Sometimes it takes different, but let me copy. Let's go to Tableau, new sheet, completely new sheet, copy paste, Control V. Now we can see here, just put aside this longitude, like this measure names and all those, but let me convert into longitude. Longitude, right? So now create a new sheet. Just double click on latitude and double click on longitude. Got it? We got it, right? India. Emmanuel, is that clear? You can make use of latitude and longitude.
Yes. It's clear. Yes, it's clear. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, this is what one of the excellent functionality of this tool, Tableau. You can make use of lat long and you can straight away build those required information. That's the reason why we can connect to multiple data sources. So if you want to point a particular region straight away, something like stores, whatever the exact point, right? You can make use of lat long and straight away can build those reports. You can point. And we do have some more interesting concepts here, like you can make use of map background or sorry, map layers and map options. You can see already have unselected. I have selected all this area code boundaries. So I have selected this, but generally it is unselected. So this base, land cover, coastal lines, right? You can see all these options. Now you can see. Generally it shows US country boundaries, but it works for all the countries. Now we can see. I just unselected all the options. Clear?
Yes.
Still any questions you can ask, not a problem.
Okay, Ramesh, if no question is coming, Mike, can we agree on one time that like the time of the classes, if it is okay with you guys?
Okay, I think that's fine. Maybe we can start by identifying which days and times are available.
Yeah. So, yeah, Sue, and what time will be good for you? Ladies first.
Great.
Thank you on that, Emmanuel. I mean, 8:30 is not eight. I want to say 8:30 is fine for me.
Which days will be fine? Every day 8:30, or because we have to put some days, we have to get some days off as well.
That's true. I was actually just thinking about that, and I was like, is it a Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday?
Weekends are great though, but I don't know, Ramesh. What do you think?
That is what I do have a session at 6:30 to 7:30. That means you are 9 o'clock, 9 to 10. But if it is possible, like that is what I'm thinking about. If it is regular, right? If you're okay with the regular time basis, so I need to plan at 8:30 for you. So that means 6 o'clock, 6 to 7, and I will switch over that another batch from 7 to 8.
Okay.
Or at least we can plan more time on weekends, something like Saturday and Sunday, and we can plan or 3 days in weekdays, like something like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever the days. So
Okay, so 3 days in a weekday, and then we can do some more days on the weekends. Some
that
more
is,
hours at the weekend.
yeah, that is what my plan. But yeah, anyhow, I'm going to spend more time on weekends if you're agree. But yeah, not an issue for me.
Weekends, what time?
You can fix that. So you just discuss. That is what like we can finalize
Okay.
with all others. Yeah.
Okay.
And guys, when you're looking at it, you should always know that India is one day ahead of us. So right now is Ramesh in the morning for Ramesh right now.
Okay.
So if you are fixing anything, I'm just throwing that out there for you, just when you are making the plan. Or Ramesh, we won't hold you. We will talk among ourselves. We will text among ourselves and then come up with the days and let you know.
Great. Yeah. Sure.